fleshing out the characters and doing something interesting. I enjoyed both of these movies. As far as the debate goes, I think that Alex won me over.
Oh, wow.
Damn. I thought I lost.
I tried to keep you guys on the edge of your seat there for a minute. Yeah.
You did, yeah.
I'm going to be honest, though. I agree with Ian. I agree with Ian's take on it. I just listening to y'all's points, I was taking notes the whole time, and I think you were just able to hit on a little bit more stuff. And I think it says less about. This was a very, very close match. I'm giving it to Ian by just a margin. I think you both did a fantastic job, but
Get the fuck out of here.
And now the winner is Alex. Both of you did a really, really good job. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Several bad puns later.
That's what I was thinking.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
I think I'm gonna go with Alex today.
Oh, I finally beat Ian.
I think I'm gonna go with Alex today, just by a hair. Alex, you got real hung up. So all of that said, this particular round is going to Ian Elliott Carter of the Controversity, our week's winner. Well done, guys. Both really well fought. I enjoyed debating it. I mean, I enjoyed watching it go down. I enjoyed moderating it. And I look forward to doing many more of these. So I want to do this a little bit differently this round. Alex, this is ultimately your call to make. Let's let the comment section decide.
Oh, so it'll be a stand. Okay, I mean, yeah.
There is no winner. I put
No, Alex won because fucking Biggie Smalls was on Martin. That's why he won.
That's not why I won, Ian. You're not even letting him finish.
He did that. That was a good point. I did like that. I thought that was.
I mean, but it's
valid.
not because of the point I was making for the people who are watching. What's up, you guys, and welcome to a brand new season and a brand new episode of Real Debates Season 3. I have to say, this whole series has been a whole lot of fun for me and the rest of the guys. And last season we ended it with a bang, and this season we're going to start off with a bang. And last season, if you remember, and we can go to the tape, we had a very explosive debate between me and Ian. So
obviously, that was my argument.
By that logic, so is Eddie Murphy being coonish too?
In his character, no, in some of his roles, yeah.
So
yes.
Okay,
and I will say this, and I'm surprised Jeremy's not as mad as me. Martin Lawrence. It was the reason Eddie Murphy does multiple characters.
That was crazy.
Alex.
That was crazy.
I would have deducted the whole thing because of that.
That was. Yeah, you're wild, bro. You're a fucking wild boy. All right, I don't feel
it's
good
all
about
good.
it.
Let him have it.
Come on, man.
I'm going to disagree with that, though. Really.
I think the comment section is probably going to be on your side.
Martin, what? So, it took so much intelligence to make this show.
And I couldn't start this show without having another explosive debate between me and Ian. But before I jump into the rules and everything, let me introduce the guys who are going to be on the panel. Jeremy will be moderating, and Ian will be the competitor. And today's match will be, what is the best Eddie Murphy movie? And Ian picked Life, and I picked the first Beverly Hills Cop. How are you guys doing today? And are you guys excited about this episode and this season?
I'm judging, right?
Yes.
Alex wins. Shut it down. We can go home. Thanks for having me. Bye, y'all. I haven't even seen Life, so I'm enjoying this debate before it even starts. Hey, Ian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm straight, man. I'm straight. Fucking joke. Okay, let's go.
You don't have anything to say.
What's the point? I'm going to lose anyway. Because you know why? Well, thankfully, I have Martin Lawrence in mind, and Martin Lawrence taught Eddie Murphy everything he knew. So Hopefully that will be in my advantage.
Okay.
We're having fun already. Ian, smile, put it on. You're on camera, bro.
Not smiling. I came for blood. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. So, like last season, the rules are the same, but I'm going to add in make another rule that's more official this season. So, if you have not seen the rules, these are the new rules. Like we stated last season, each round is 2 minutes per round. First round is the introduction round of each of our movies. We give our brief synopsis of the movie. The second round is the battle round where we go at each other. And the third round is the final round where we can wrap the movie up or continue going at each other. The new and fourth rule is sudden death. Now, this is based upon anybody who's moderating. So if the moderator feels like we're evenly matched, it's up to the moderator's discretion to give us that fourth round in sudden death. Since Jeremy's the moderator, he has the right to give us a sudden death match, or if he feels like one of us is the clear winner, he will announce the clear winner. Now, keep in mind this debate. So going forward in the next for all the debates, this debate is going to be strictly based off our arguments and what we bring to the table about the things that we are talking about. And the moderator has to do its job by basically going through what we're saying that's conducive to what we are saying about our movies or topics, or whatever the case may be, or whatever we're arguing. So going forward in real debates, that would be the game plan. Now that I've gotten everything out the way, we're going to push it to Mr. Jeremy to moderate this thing. Jeremy, go ahead and take it away.
As you know, if you've seen this show before, it's really not about what my personal preference is. The whole point of the game is, can you be concise and clear and win a debate? That's all I'm here to talk about. So if you win or you lose, it's really and truly more about the way that you sell it than it is about any personal bias or anything that's happened before today. So with that in mind, my pick for favorite is not necessarily going to be my pick. And I think it's easy for commenters to come in and be like, oh, Beverly Hills Cop or Life, this one's easy. I go with A or I go with B, but that's not the point of a debate. The thing is, you've got to sell me on what makes yours better. Now, I will say right off the bat, I am a little bit at a disadvantage for only have seen one of these movies, but we'll see how it goes.
I got a question, moderator.
Put together well, please go ahead.
Do facts matter? I mean,
Yes.
I understand that, we were debating, but like if someone says something outlandish that doesn't make any goddamn sense,
Yes.
are you going to call them out on it?
So this season, I'm going to let Jeremy answer, but this season, if you say anything, anybody, I don't care who it is, me as well. If you say anything that's outlandish that has nothing to do with the thing you're talking about,
or not factually right.
If I were to say like Jim Carrey is the reason why Beverly Hills Cop is successful, the moderator is allowed to take points off of that and make his best joint judgment. I want to throw that out there. So go ahead, Jeremy.
Taking points. Oh crap! Am I supposed to be taking points?
Or like just keep that in consideration when you judge.
So for me, and I'm sure it's a little bit different for everybody, yes, facts are going to be weighed against humor, creativity, being able to bring up and express multiple different ideas within it. It's about the broadness of the discussion itself. So yes, facts are going to be extremely important. If you're saying things that are inaccurate, you are going to be docked. However, you say one thing wrong and 10 things funny, I'm going to take the 10 things funny over the one thing wrong. Or if you make 20 good points and you make one factual mistake, then you might win the round. It just depends on how wrong I personally feel it is. Because
so will I lose the round if I get the name right, but I have all the facts right? But if he says all the facts wrong and says the name right,
No, I won't. No.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure. Don't want another Hank situation either.
Hey, dude, somebody is going to walk away the winner and somebody is going to walk away the loser. That's the way it goes.
Yes.
Right, cool.
So are you Ian, before we get started, are you ready?
I've been ready, bro. Let's do it.
I'm ready. Jeremy, take it away.
All right. As Alex said just a moment ago, 2 minutes for each round. We're going to go ahead and choose between 1 and 20 to decide who gets to pick who goes first. This is not necessarily who's going first. This gives you the choice. Ian, 1 and 20.
11.
Alex, 1 and 20.
Let's do 14.
The correct answer is 17. So, Alex, would you like to go, or would you like to fall back and go second after Ian?
I will go second.
All right. Well, Ian, you've got 2 minutes right when you start talking. So just let me know and we'll hit the timer.
All right. So I chose Life because Eddie Murphy is a whole legend in this game. And I feel like Life was the one movie that brought every combination of what he does as an actor and a comedian. It's funny. It has heart. And he does his prosthetics. He does a little bit of impressions, and he works well with other comedians. If you ever see a movie with a whole bunch of comedians, even if the movie's not that good, the humor is always turned up a little bit just because they're playing off of each other. And I
clean off that damn table. I'll whip your ass.
I feel like Life was that one movie that had a lot of comedians to bring up his best comedic game. It had, of course, Martin Lawrence was a legend, had Bernie Mac in it. It had, there was an appearance actually by Rick James, and a lot of people don't know this as well.
Drop him. Wait, what does drop him mean? Oh, didn't mean drop him. Now this ain't the way.
But just watching him, and a lot of the movie itself too. Not even just Eddie Murphy, but the movie itself is very quotable. Like, you gonna eat your cornbread, or
you gonna eat your cornbread?
Oh, trouble.
The Boom Boom Room. It brought a lot of great pop culture references that we use today. And I feel like it's a very underrated Eddie Murphy movie. People love it. People do quote it all the time, but a lot of people do go to Beverly Hills Cop or Coming to America. But my personal opinion, this one's just a little bit better just because of how fun. This one probably has the most laughs to me in an Eddie Murphy movie. And the story. Not only is it funny, it makes me tear up at the end, because at the end of the day, at the end of this movie, these guys are old. They had to spend their whole lives in prison. It touched my heart. Like I said, it hit every beat of every genre, in my opinion, and for a comedic movie that's not even supposed to be like that, for me to just tear up a little bit seeing an old men wasting their life in prison for crimes that they didn't commit. It does hurt. It does hurt. But I feel like it balances all the emotions in a movie. And that's why I think this is his best movie. And I think it needs a little bit more props than it gets.
10 seconds left. I'm going to amend what I said at the beginning of this. I have totally seen Life. It's a really good movie. I forgot about it as I'm looking at the pictures. As you said, Ian, ton of really good cast members in it. It does a lot of the signature things that Eddie Murphy is known for. It shows his range and different things like that. I think that's a good point. Didn't remember Rick James being in it, but that's hilarious. And
I forgot about Bernie Mac too.
Yeah,
Bernie Mac. Oh, you said he had this line that was, "I'm the Peppy."
I'm Peppy.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah.
Jangling.
Yep, that's him. Yep.
All right. Same 2 minutes, Alex. You've heard what Ian laid out. So let's hear your opening argument for the original Beverly Hills Cop when you start talking.
I would like to take you guys back to 1984 when that movie came out. The opening song was "The Heat Is On," and that's what I'm going to give to this debate, because Eddie Murphy's best role, I would have to say, would probably be the first Beverly Hills Cop, because this is the first time we see Eddie Murphy really change up his acting ability. This is more of a serious movie / a comedy movie. You see him become the detective in this movie, where he's investigating a crime that his friend got murdered in his very own city. Before we get to the murder, it starts off with him in a truck full of cigarettes, trying to sell the cigarettes to this dealer. And
fuck this. Nice doing business with you, kid.
Hey, buddy, what you doing here?
They happen to get caught up by the police, and it's a funny action chase scene, and the police are chasing him down, and then all of a sudden the police look at Axel Foley, was like, "Foley, we should have known it was you.
Foley, we should have known it was you."
And one of the most quotable lines in this whole movie is where Axel gets back to his police department and he sees his captain. His captain's like, "Where the fuck you been, Foley?"
Is that fucking Foley in here?
All right, there's time. It's showtime, okay?
I mean, that like, even though you only see the captain maybe 2 or 3 scenes, like that's one of the most memorable characters in that movie. As we get into Beverly Hills after his friend was murdered, he tracks down one of his old friends from the art gallery to come to find out that the person who murdered his friend was an art drug lord. And you see this bind between him and the people of Beverly Hills. Like, they're clearly by the book, but Axel Foley is by a different book.
And you guys believe that? What the fuck are you, cops or doormen?
And you see their two worlds collide. I mean, another funny scene is where he convinces the hotel people to give the cops a late lunch.
Can I get some extra?
And he stuffs a banana in their tailpipe, and they try to follow him and they can't because his car's all messed up. I love the relationship they build between one another, between Taggart and Rosewood and Axel, because
that's it.
Go ahead.
That's it. Right on time. That was a really good first round. You painted a picture. You set me up with the synopsis of the film. You mentioned a couple of the characters in it, a couple of the key moments from it. I don't know if you guys know this. This is fun side trivia. Jonathan Banks, Ugly Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's one of the guys in that. He's like one of the goons in it.
Oh, Damon Wayans is the one that gave Damon Wayans.
He's the one who killed Mikey. Yeah.
And Damon Wayans is the one that gave him the bananas.
Is that right?
That's Damon Wayans.
Holy crap, that's really good,
Wayans,
dude.
Yeah. You better learn your movie, brother.
Oh wow.
Because I'm coming for it.
I like the heat is on thing. That was good. Named a little bit of a song off the soundtrack. I'm a big who was it? It's not Herbie Hancock.
It was Glenn something.
That dun 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 dun. Anyways, all right. Good first rounds. We're moving into the second round, and this is the part where we rebut each other's first round. As we know, Alex just now went. However, Alex actually went second in that first round, so we're going to allow Alex to go first this round, and the next round, Ian's going to go first. We just kind of go back and forth like that. Alex, you've got 2 minutes to either A, continue to sell me on your film, B, poke holes in Ian's argument, or, C, a little bit of both of those. When you start talking, I'm going to begin the timer. Go ahead.
All right, so let's talk about Life. Life is a hard movie to talk about, but if I'm being honest, it's about two people who accidentally, well, not really accidentally, they go to jail for something that they didn't do, even though they were doing something illegal, and they spend life in jail basically arguing with one another. That's it. That's life. Then they find out at the end of the movie that when they're like super old, how to finally escape jail after doing failed attempts over and over and over. I find it odd that everybody that Ian mentioned in terms of building off comedy, most of those people died except for Martin and Eddie towards the end of the movie, which again, they're about two people who argue in jail, who commit a crime that they didn't do, and that's it. Like that's your movie. That's life.
Hey! Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
When you look at Beverly Hills Cop, there's a progression there. Like Axel Foley is going against the Beverly Hills Police Department, this art dealer, drug lord.
And when I find out for sure, I'm gonna fuck you up real bad.
And one of his friends who's trying to help him, but she doesn't know how to help him like he needs to be helped. And in that movie, you see Eddie Murphy go between the comedy aspect to the serious aspect. When I watch Beverly Hills Cop, there's a lot of great action, a lot of great comedic moments, a great comedic moment where he takes the cop to the strip clubs. He's telling him, hey, it's okay that your dick is hard. This is what this is for. Please just allow your dick to be hard. See, Taggart, his dick can't be hard because he's a sergeant. I mean, shit like that is so funny. And then in that same scene, they take down these robbers who are trying to rob the place. I mean, this is the movie that set Eddie Murphy's acting career up to play more than just comedy. In Life, they're making jokes about a fictitious boom boom room that doesn't exist.
That's right, fellas. Catch any cab heading uptown because all the drivers know about Ray's boom boom room.
I'm done with my time.
It's very reductive, Alex. 10 seconds left on the clock. Ian, can you condense his movie down to one sentence? All right, my man, you heard what he said. You know what you've got to work with. When you start talking, your 2-minute timer begins.
You know, Alex is a great person, but I don't understand his debate strategy when it's like, oh, your movie's just about this. He does this all the time. Like, I can literally do that. Hey, the movie Beverly Hills Cop is just about a cop trying to solve a murder. The end. That is not all that life is about. You talking about it's just clear cut, dry like that. The movie's literally about life. Their life in prison. They're going through the decades. It's got layers and layers and layers upon it. You know, it starts off like in the 1940s, black people in the South, 1940s, trying to buy pie. And the white lady in the South tries to turn them into nigger pies.
How much it gonna cost to turn one of them white only pies into nigger pie?
How about I turn y'all into nigger pie?
Yeah, that's a struggle right there, baby. And then they get arrested for, and you said, you know, they get arrested for a crime. Yes, they were doing a crime, but did they commit murder? No, they were just trying to bootleg they were just trying to bootleg alcohol. So it was just like, it's an unnecessary thing that still happens today.
Fuck it, you know, sometimes you got to do certain shit. It's just enough that people know that you know I go.
That's why a lot of black people love this movie, because it's just like throughout the decades, it still happens to people. But like all the stuff in the movies, them trying to escape, it's very valid because they didn't do the fucking murder.
You call this a map? What was Cookie smoking when he drew this?
Cookie didn't draw it up, I drew it up.
So it's very funny how they go through these stages of trying to get out. They try to run.
Come on.
They try to catch a plane. They try, you know, it's just a lot of things. They try to mastermind. They try to beat the system by meeting Can't Get Right. This guy that's really good at baseball. They try to pimp him out to get into the majors. There's a lot of things going on. For you to say, oh, it's just the guys that argue in prison, that end, they get out at the end. Come on, man. Come on. This is the dumbest argument ever. Your movie, by the way, I'm not going to attack it too much because I actually do love it. I actually like the second one a little bit more, but Beverly Hills Cop is a very good movie. Does it hold up as good as like maybe Rush Hour? Does it hold up as good as like maybe 21 Jump Street? In my opinion, no, but it does. I'll give you this, and this is your point right here. There would be no movies if it wasn't for that.
You damn right, wise ass.
So very big props to that movie right there. But does it make it a better movie? I don't think so. I think my movie is still funnier. Going to the strip club, you got a boner. Yeah, it's like dick jokes for like 14-year-olds.
That's it. Well done, Ian. You rebutted his one sentence claim about your movie, and you broke it down the same way. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're good now.
It should be
you're
back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to reduce a movie down to its one sentence synopsis, you can do that for anything. I think you did a good job of that, Ian. We're moving into the third round right now, and to not overplay my hand, but to give you guys a little bit of insight of what I'm looking down the barrel of right now, is Ian looking more at this from a range perspective as far as what Eddie Murphy's capable of on the comedy and the drama side of it. I hear him talking a little bit more about the social issues and about the way that people in society respond to it. This movie deals with topics A, B, and C, and it resonates with people in that way. I hear Alex diving very specifically into the strengths of Beverly Hills Cop and leaning on the argument that this is what makes Eddie Murphy the movie star that he is today, as this being his first theatrical release. So take from that what you will. That's kind of how I'm looking at this broadly so far. You guys heard all of that. Ian, you went second in the last round. So I'm going to allow you to go first in this round. I'm going to allow you to. You're totally supposed to go first in this round.
Thank you, white man, for letting me go first. I appreciate that. Thank you for allowing me to do that. Check out Bo Burnham's thing on Netflix. The white savior. What was that song he did? The white savior song. It was
White Woman's Instagram. Oh no, the other one.
Yeah, the other one.
Too.
It's a good one.
It's so good. Third round is the conclusions. If I need to do a sudden death here afterwards, we will. Right now, I'm not looking at a clear winner. So basically, you wrap it up. You drive home any of the points that you feel you may have missed the first time around. Just put a bow on it. Ian, whenever you start talking, I'm going to hit that timer whenever you're ready.
All right, cool. Like I said, Beverly Hills Cop is a reason for a lot of great movies that are today. It's a classic. It's one of his best movies. I'll give you that. The only problem I have with it, though, like as I'm trying to like debate both sides in my head, I'm having hard time like regurgitating some of the classic lines from that movie. honestly, like I said, like life has monumental. It's like can't get right. You gonna eat your cornbread, nigga pie, and stuff like that. And I'm honestly struggling to figure out what was a great line from that movie. Now, do great lines make good movies? No, absolutely not. But does it make it memorable? In my opinion, yes. And I want to talk about some of the great prosthetics in the back and forth with Martin Lawrence too. Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy again brought back the best of each other. Martin Lawrence, and I think, Alex will agree with this, is one of the best comedians ever, but I feel like Eddie Murphy is just a little bit better. But Martin definitely put out a different layer for Eddie Murphy to be a very comedic role right there.
Good night.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Good night, Ray.
Why don't you go to sleep? Why I can't just sit here and look at your ass?
With Beverly Hills Cop, though, again, I'm still trying to remember like what makes it so classic. Just only because it spawned off a lot of great buddy cop movies, but other than that, though, it's just Eddie Murphy chilling. It's just Eddie Murphy being Eddie Murphy, I feel.
The chief ain't true it all out. You still got a little ass there.
Don't fuck with me, Axel.
And if that makes sense, this is not discounting like the Murphy, what Alex was saying about like what the movie's about. It's just Eddie Murphy as a cop. My movie is not Eddie Murphy. It is Ray. I feel like he became the character of Ray.
Oh, motherfucker, you can't have my cornbread. That's for damn sure. Because if you try to take my cornbread, part 2 of my killings.
And he was trying to sell this dream of being a club owner. And he was also, of course, trying to get out of prison. But I fell in love with this character as Ray. Axel Foley, to me, is just Eddie Murphy. And that's my argument about, like, the in-depth acting of each one of these and also the story as a whole. I feel like mine has a little bit more layers. Of course, yours is a classic, but it's kind of dumbed down for younger audiences.
That's it. Man, some really strong points in there. Trying to see when I'm looking at Eddie Murphy's filmography right now, just to kind of get an idea about what part he was in. Okay, so Ian, you did a really good job that time of kind of laying out the difference in who Eddie Murphy is as a persona versus who he is as a character. You mentioned quotable lines, that there's maybe more iconic lines in life. So let's see what Alex has to say to all of those things, as well as putting a bow on your argument. Alex, you say when, and I'll hit the start button.
So respectfully, I would have to disagree with Ian when he says that Eddie Murphy being in Beverly Hills Cop is just Eddie Murphy. I would argue that Eddie Murphy being in life is just being Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is very much himself in life, being the wild, crazy, saying a bunch of cuss words. I mean, that's Eddie Murphy Raw. That's Eddie Murphy Delirious. That's Eddie Murphy in the recent Dolomite movie. Yes, he became Ray. I would agree, but I would also have to say Eddie Murphy as a wild and crazy person, that's not Axel Foley.
Don't square off on me with some bullshit. You want to start some static?
Hey, don't push me.
Fuck you, man.
Axel Foley's not doing that in the first movie. There are obviously different moments where Axel Foley is being crazy, but he has one specific mission: find his best friend's murderer. That's it. I mean, that's really it. And like I said, this movie set up Eddie Murphy's range as an actor for this movie. He's serious, he's funny, he's dramatic, and that moment where he finds out that his friend died and he realizes that he is still alive. You can see the remorse on his face, like, why am I still here? So that's not when Ian says that that's Eddie Murphy being a cop, I don't really see that. I see Eddie Murphy becoming Axel Foley.
Get the fuck away from me, man.
Because if you watch Eddie Murphy's filmography, Eddie Murphy being Ray in life is no different than any other Eddie Murphy movie. With Beverly Hills Cop, the reason why it's one of my favorite movies is because, like Ian said, it does set up the other buddy cop movies, but the reason why it's so iconic is because of the range that Eddie Murphy provides for that. He set up the template. That's why other actors after him followed that template, and that's why it's so iconic. And most people who think of Eddie Murphy, what is the most iconic movie that Eddie Murphy has done? Beverly Hills Cop.
That's tough.
Ian even said at the beginning of the show, life is very underrated. Jeremy even said, I forgot that I watched the movie. So how memorable is life is in comparison to Beverly Hills Cop? Eddie Murphy is an amazing actor and a comedian.
That's it.
Literally the definition of underrated, but okay.
That's it. All right. This is
Hey, give me a line from Beverly Hills Cop that's funny.
Wait, hold up. I'm really glad you said that, Ian. First of all, because you did mention quotes. Give me your favorite quote from life.
From life?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be you gon' eat your cornbread.
Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread.
That one's mine right there.
Okay, Alex, you're gonna eat your cornbread. What's your favorite?
So you put a banana. We're not gonna fall for a banana in a tailpipe. Like, really, why are you sounding so white? You've been hanging out with this dude. You're supposed to be more breath. You're supposed to say, I'm not gonna fall for no banana in my tailpipe.
Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe. See, that's more natural for us. You've been hanging out with this dude.
I mean, I thought that shit was funny. Oh, also another one. Where the fuck you been, Foley? Like those are funny lines.
Pretty good. Yeah. More of a quote.
I guess he thinks so. Jeremy thinks those are funnier than the cornbread line. It's not
necessarily that. It's more funny. It's just like longer and more of a quote.
Yeah,
what you said was almost like a sound bite. You know what I mean?
Everybody in the playground used to play that shit. We would play prison all the time. You gonna eat your cornbread? Hell no. Yeah, I'm gonna take them cheeks. This is what we did.
I will say that is funnier. The one thing I can't agree with, that life has more quotable lines than Beverly Hills Cop, because that I used to say that all the time.
Okay, so 48 Hours came out in 1982.
That came before Beverly Hills Cop. But I feel like Beverly Hills Cop, in my opinion, is a little bit better. But some people disagree.
But Eddie's not a cop in that movie. He works with a cop in 48.
I was just I was just curious.
It still kind of got that buddy cop vibe though. But
it does.
Yes,
it
does.
does.
It's more in that movie, if you remember correctly. It's more like the first version of Money Talks, where Eddie is Chris Tucker in that situation, working with a cop.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like the quote that you just did was basically like they killed Kenny versus like a big monologue of Cartman about Jews or something like that. You get what I mean? Like, yeah, they said they killed Kenny. That's just not. It's a quote, I guess. You know, like it's on T-shirts and it's popular and stuff. But that doesn't. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just looking for different things out of a debate. What I found is that Alex, you did a really good job of telling me why yours was good. Ian, you might have done an equally good job of telling me why it wasn't all that good. His movie, right? What I'm looking at is a strong case made for a movie versus a strong case made against that very same movie. That's kind of the way that I'm coming down on this at the end. And that does not make it super easy because and completely subjective, going back through it, beat by beat, round by round. I really like this element of setting up what a movie is. If it's a movie review, if it's a debate, you kind of want to paint a picture about what it is that the person is going to be hearing about. You say, okay, this is the movie Life. Life came out here. This is what the movie Life's about. And moving forward, I'm going to explain to you what makes it a stronger movie. And then you've still got a minute left to go into certain specific things. I feel like, Alex, you really get in there with the specificity. You paint me a picture by spelling out what the movie is and what the movie's about. You give me cast members from it. You give me specific scenes from it. And those things, I personally, as the moderator who is put in this position to judge who has the better argument, I really respond to that. In the second round, it gets to be a little bit more challenging because there's not this clear introduction thing going on. In the second one, it really does come down more to subjectivity. Ian makes some really good points about the fact that Eddie Murphy is playing multiple different roles. This is the first time. This is a movie where Eddie Murphy gets to flex all of his different abilities. He did that in Coming to America. So I'm not going to take away points from the fact that he'd already done it before, much in the same way I'm not going to take away points for Eddie Murphy being in 48 Hours. It's difficult in 3 2-minute rounds to make sure that everything you say is factually accurate. My job is to make sure that we're balancing all of these different elements of what makes a good debate better. Alex, you said that 48 or that Beverly Hills Cop is more Eddie Murphy as a person, and the others more what Eddie Murphy does as a shtick. Ian, you said the opposite. they're actors. I don't know who Eddie Murphy is. I only know him as the performances that he plays.
Right.
48 Hour, I keep saying that now, but Beverly Hills Cop, it's more of a drama action movie with comedic elements to it. Life is a straight comedy. Am I going to do what everybody else does and diminish a movie just because it's a comedy? Or am I going to reward it because Ian used to quote it on the playground? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to come down on this other than my objective take.
You thought it was going to be to be continued? Nah, it's going to end right here. Press play.
And that is that Alex won this debate.
Winner.
Well done, sir. Well fought. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. That second round where Ian pointed it out. When I minimized the movie into like a 1 minute span, he destroyed that by saying you can do that with any movie. And he's right. Like, you can do that with any movie. And when he did that, because I didn't think he caught it. When he did, I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to say in the third round. Because like he basically, I mean, he's right. Like if I take any movie, whether it's Life or whatever, and just minimize it to one thing, that doesn't make it less than. But I'm glad he caught that though. No,
you can be like the Lord of the Rings trilogy is about a kid throwing a ring in Mordor, and it is. That's true.
I just noticed he does that tactic a lot, and I was just like, all right, let's stop this shit.
No, you're 100% right.
Now I have to figure out something else.
Yeah, usually I just like keep it going, and I'm just like, oh, okay, we could do that with any movie.
I think that's it.
Oh, go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just feel like there's a difference in the way that all of us are going to judge this stuff. When I watch Tristan every single time, whether I'm fighting him or not, he wins to me. It's just the way that he does it. So maybe that's something worth looking into, depending on who moderates the debate. But
I actually wasn't even ready for debates today. I was ready to do it tomorrow, but I mean, since we had time, I just jumped in. I didn't have no pen, paper, nothing, but it was a good debate though. Just for going off the dome, I feel.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, for sure.
It was I felt like I was on the ropes because I mean, I really thought Ian was going to go with the multiple characters theme because Eddie Murphy, if you watch Life, you watch him get older and it's funnier and it's hilarious. And I thought he was going to dive into that. But you know, I'm glad that I'm able to take on the win for today's debate. But I have a really cool twist for this. So for the next episode, I will not be fighting off the next opponent. I kind of want Ian to fight off his co-host, Mr. Alex Snow. So if Ian's up for it, I want to have Ian and Alex Snow go head to head. I'm gonna reach out to him and see if he's down. I'm more than likely he probably will be. So Ian,
you say my name, he definitely will be down for sure.
Ending friendships on Momentum Media, one person at a time. Love it. Let's keep it going.
I mean, season 3, the theme for season 3 is not only roll the tape, but it's out for blood. So we're pushing the boundaries. Like I said, if you are on Patreon, you will get this episode first, but then it will be on my YouTube channel every Friday at 1 p.m. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. Jeremy for being an amazing moderator and Ian being a formidable opponent. In episode 2, we will see Ian and Alex Snow, not me, Alex, but Alex Snow fight off against Ian. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing episodes. I can't wait to put those guys together. So
good job, Alex. You won this fair and square this time.
This time. Yeah, for sure.
I will agree with the moderator this time. Yes. Good job.
Thanks, guys. I'll have a good one.